How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. This is the Vastfire high output bike lamp. It's extremely bright at 5,000 lumens. Bike lamp is on maximum. Let's ride it around and see what it looks like. A typical household light bulb is around 800 lumens. So you're looking at putting 6 light bulbs in front of your bike. This is one of the brightest bike lamps I've tested, and it just turns night into day. So having something this bright is definitely a lot safer because you can see what's on the road. In a scooter, if I trip over anything maybe over 2 inches, the entire thing could fall over. So this is a very good safety device as well. You get everything you see here. There's a plastic and a metal clamp, the rear red bike lamp, the main light unit, and there's a separate battery that you connect to. There are 2 charge cables. The thinner one is for the rear bike lamp. The bigger one is for the battery. Be sure not to get the charge cables mixed up because the thicker one is 10 watt capable, whereas the small one, it only charges up to 5 watts. You have the 2 attachment Velcro pieces for the battery. And also if you want to connect this to an e-bike, you can solder this pigtail in yourself. The battery port is over here. Best that if you mount it on your bike, you mount it upside down. So if there's light drizzle or something, it would just flow downwards and not into the battery port. The main battery is 20,000 milliamp hours. There are other types of bike lamps that incorporates the battery into the main unit. It makes it a bit bulkier. And when it's bigger, there's more mass. So you have to turn more mass when you're using it on your bike. This makes it a fairly light item. And you can mount this towards the body of your bike near where the main batteries are. And it's just a little bit more balanced that way. If you push it once, this is the passing beam. The lower 2 lights are on. It defaults in high and then medium and then low, flashing, and then SOS mode. If you press it again, it's off. If you press the right button, the top beams are on. This is the distance light. You press it again, middle brightness. Press it again, low brightness. Flash, SOS. You can have both lights on by turning either one on and then double clicking it, and both of them will turn on. Each one of these at maximum power is 1,000 lumens. So the normal low beams is 2,000 lumens maximum. The high beams or distance lights is 1,000 each here. So it's 3,000 total. You add it all up, it's 5,000. It comes with your choice of a plastic or metal clamp. The mechanism is the same, where you open up the screw and you can unfold this clamp it to a bar, and then tighten it this way. But on the metal one, you have a chance to move it onto this hole to make the clamping diameter a little bit smaller. Push it on to clip it, or the reverse side too. The main battery uses a barrel connector and it outputs 7.33 volts. This looks like 2 lithium-ion batteries in series. The main battery also has a USB output port. Curiously, when you plug in a lightning cable, it actually doesn't charge my phone. Nothing wrong with my cable because I can plug it into a normal port and it charges. If you plug in the USB-C, it also refuses to charge. However, if you plug in simpler devices, it does indicate it's charging, or even charge its own rear light. The light turns on. So I would consider these a dumb USB output. Using the thinner USB cable, it charges around 3 watts. If we swap to the thicker cable, it charges at around 8 watts. So make sure you use the thicker cable to charge the big battery. There's a little bit of a connector issue because if I wiggle it around, it drops to like 3 watts or so. These anti-slip strips are very important because when you put the battery on here, it really doesn't slip. This makes it very secure if you're mounting it vertically. Here's the pigtail. I got a power supply here. The option is to not use this battery and attach this power cable right to your e-bike. The barrel connector has a little bit of a rubber grommet. So when you push this together, it makes this air sound, makes it seem like it's watertight. And it says it can run from 0 to 15 volts. So let's just start off at 7.4. Turning it on my leads does about 1.4 of voltage drop. So it only shows up at 7 volts. I'm gonna slowly reduce the voltage. If it's under 6.7, it looks like it cuts off around 6.7 volts. It says it can accept up to 15 volts. So let's go up to that. 15, and it's okay. So it's 6.9 to 15 volt input. I'm able to mount it on this really huge diameter tube of 1.3 inches, but it barely fits. So I would say this is probably the limit of the mounting bracket. Unfortunately, this mounting area turn. For my scooter, there's a 3/4 inch mounting screw, so this would have been optimal to put it right at the center. This unit requires you to mount it horizontally like this, so I can hook it to this part of the bar, and that would be secure. Alternatively, you might think about mounting it sideways like this, but like I said, it's not ideal because the low beam is gonna turn left, the high beam is going to turn right, so it's the wrong orientation. Trying it with the metal bracket here, the minimum diameter for the metal bracket is a little bit larger, so it won't hold in place here. This means I have to adjust this little screw. And now that's secure. This is first Velcro. It's for you to wrap the battery first, tightly. Because if you don't do that, it's going to be metal on metal. So the first wrap the battery, top and bottom. Now we have some fabric over here to cushion against the metal bar. Wrap it. Wrap the second one. And it's fairly secure. We'll plug in that cable attaching to the rear light to a vertical bar. You just pull this rubbery part over and adjust it up or down. Leave this bracket in place. When you charge it, just push back on this and pull this out, and then you can bring this to your charging area. The rear light has different modes: solid on, blinking left and right like that, momentary on and off, different kind of flash, and then off. The left button is low beam, right button is high beam. Click once for highest setting, 2000 lumens, medium, low, strobe, and SOS, a different kind of strobe, and then off. The right side is high beam. Push it once for full brightness, 3000 lumens, medium, low, strobe, different kind of strobe in SOS, and then off. If you want both on, click either one on, and then double click, and then both of them will be on. This is a full brightness, 5000 lumens. When you turn it on, it has 3 LEDs to indicate battery charge level. I only have one of them on now, so it's between 0 and 33%. On the brightest setting, it lasts for about 4 hours. However, outputting 5000 lumens creates a lot of heat. Whenever it overheats at around 150 degrees Fahrenheit, it turns off the far beams until it cooled down enough. Then it would resume turning both beams on. It continues doing this until it runs out of battery power. Of course, if you're outside, you're riding a bike, a lot of air gets pushed through this thing, it's going to turn on both beams for longer, and this may consume more battery power. If you guys are interested in this product, check out my Amazon affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.